There's a strange silence that lives in the days after someone leaves. It's not empty. It's full of everything they're not saying, everything you're still listening for. And the cruelest part of a breakup isn't the absence. It's the way you keep finding pieces of them, even when they're gone. This topic is dangerous. Not because it's sad, because it's hopeful. And hope, left unchecked, will keep you sitting in a room that person already walked out of. So let's be honest with each other. Not that they definitely want you back, kind of honest that keeps you up refreshing their profile. The real kind. Here are 5 signs they miss you but won't admit it, and the truth about what that actually means. Sign 1. They keep finding ways to orbit you. You didn't text them. But somehow, they know what you're up to. They liked your post 3 minutes after you posted it, and they never like anything. They asked a mutual friend how you're doing, in that casual way that's not casual at all. They sent you a reel. This reminded me of you at 11:47 p.m., a time that means nothing and everything. Here's what's happening. They've left the room, but they keep circling the building. They're not ready to walk away completely. They're not ready to walk back in either. So they hover, close enough to watch, far enough to be safe. That's not a sign they're coming back. It's a sign you're still on their mind. And those are 2 very different things. Sign 2. They reappear every time you start to move on. Sign 2. They reappear every time you start to move on. Notice the pattern. The moment you post something that looks like you're doing fine, a good photo, a new place, a hint of someone new, suddenly they're everywhere. They watch your stories the second they go up. They send a message, just checking in. They mention you in something random. This isn't coincidence. It's compulsion. They miss the version of you that was theirs, and watching you become someone else's, even in their imagination, is unbearable to them. So they resurface to remind you they exist. Not because they want you back. Because they want to make sure you don't fully let go. You're not a person to them in these moments. You're a bookmark. They don't want to read the book again. They just don't want to lose their place. Sign 3. They ask questions they already know the answer to. Are you seeing anyone? So, are you, happy now? You seem different. What changed? They ask these questions with their voice carefully emptied of feeling, like they're just making conversation. They're not. These are temperature checks. They want to know if you still care, if you still wait, if the door is still open in your head. But here's the part people miss. They're not asking because they want to walk through that door. They're asking because the idea that it might close terrifies them. They don't want you. They want to remain wanted. There's a difference, and it's the whole difference. Sign 4. They remember everything, but pretend they don't care. They still know your coffee order. They still reference a joke from a night you shared, months later, like it happened yesterday. They remember the exact thing that made you laugh. And then they act like it meant nothing. This one hurts, because it's real. You can't fake that kind of recall. If they still carry those details, part of them is still carrying you. They miss you, not the idea of you, but you. The specific, annoying, irreplaceable you. But here's the hard truth. Remembering you and fighting for you are not the same act. Nostalgia is passive. It costs nothing. It lets them feel the warmth of the past without paying the price of the present. They can miss you with perfect clarity and still do absolutely nothing about it. And they will. Sign 5. They never fully close the door. The conversation ends with "we'll talk soon." It never comes. The last message they send is a question they never followed up on. They say maybe someday, and someday never arrives. They keep the door open a crack, just enough for you to keep waiting, never enough for them to step back through. This is the most painful sign, because it's the one that keeps you trapped. Every other sign you could talk yourself out of. But this one, this is the thread you hold on to. If they truly didn't care, they'd have closed the door completely, and that's exactly what they're counting on. The payoff. So, do they miss you? Maybe. The signs are there. They orbit you, they resurface, they check your temperature, they remember everything, and they never really close the door. But here's what this video is really about. And I need you to hear this slowly. Missing you and choosing you are different things. A person can miss you every single day and never once decide to be with you. They can love the memory of you and still not love you enough to come back. People miss all kinds of things they don't intend to reclaim: old songs, old neighborhoods, old versions of themselves. The question was never, do they miss you? The question is, how long will you keep waiting in a doorway they have no intention of walking back through? You've been reading their silence like it's a love letter. You've been turning their little breadcrumbs into a feast. And while you've been busy decoding whether they care, you've missed the only person in this story who was actually showing up, the one who stayed. That was you. You've been waiting, and hoping, and rereading old messages, and somewhere in all of that, you forgot that your life was never supposed to be an archive of someone else's. They get to miss you from a distance. You get to move on in full. Here's what I want you to take with you. The next time you catch yourself checking whether they've seen your story, their missing you is their business. Your waiting is yours. And one of those things deserves your energy more than the other. Let them miss you. Let them remember your coffee order and send you reels at midnight. You don't have to live in the space between their visits. You were never the one who left. You're the one who's been standing in the rain, hoping the door they left cracked would open. It's not going to open. But you can walk away from it. If this one found you at the right moment, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about why people stay in your head. We talk about how to finally stop letting them live there rent-free.